All right, good morning. It is currently Monday, and I'm really excited that I'm starting my week off this way because I think I'm starting off on the right foot. I went to the gym this morning, I'm back to vlogging, and I think that's something that precedent that I'm setting for myself, I'm getting off on the right foot. So let's get started. So if you've been following my channel, you may have noticed the lapse since my last video. And the reason for that is, honestly, I kind of had a mental block. I really did when it came to posting. And I started to question, why am I doing this? Because my original reason for starting back in December was because I wanted to create a lot of content. I wanted to grab the attention of viewers, of people to brand myself and to brand who Ricky Lasser is, to brand Lasser Media, the company that I operate. And, then I started to question, what's kind of the purpose of this? But what I'm starting to realize now, and I've kind of gotten back into the run of everything, is that, I think that creating those videos every single day did more for me than just brand. Because what it did was it created, in creating a video every single day, for anyone who's done that, it's difficult. I mean, it really is, because you have to think of new material every day, but then you also have to push yourself to edit that and create all of that content in addition to whatever else it is that you do in your life. So I think that part of the reason that I stopped doing it is because the vlogs that I was creating were honestly a little bit too invasive. I was trying to take you through every single aspect of my life rather than focusing in on what matters to you, what matters to the viewer. And honestly, it's kind of been incredible looking at my channel these past few weeks when I haven't posted, when I've done literally nothing but sit and wait. Because what I've noticed is one of my videos, which is linked right here, which was just, I filmed on a day that a couple of friends and I went to the aquarium. It's just, the viewership has gone up and up and up. It's now over 500 views. And, I'm not saying that's my most viewed video that I've ever created, but it is my most viewed video as of now on YouTube. And it's kind of incredible because what it's done is my subscriptions have gone up. And I think what it's kind of taught me is that, there is value in really creating these videos and documenting what it is that I do every day. And I'm at a really exciting point, both personally and in my business. And with my business, it's in Lasser Media, I, am currently dealing with the most leads that I've ever dealt with, or I've ever handled. And that's exciting. That's awesome. I'm so thrilled that's what's going on. And I'll get more into that when I have time. But today I just want to focus on this idea of, I think that, at the moment I have, 26 subscribers, which is honestly kind of incredible, because the fact that, you've subscribed to my channel, if you have, if you haven't, I'd love for you to subscribe, is because it tells me that people care about what I'm saying, they care about the journey that I'm on. And I think that there is a lot of value in just sharing step by step how I've gotten to where I am, because there are people that can learn from what I've done well and my mistakes. So if you're new to my channel and watching any of my videos, welcome. And I'd just like to tell you that I like to be as transparent as possible, because I think that it's important now and at any point in time to just always be your authentic self, because one, that's part of my personal brand in showing that, I did take this risk to build my business, and not take another job out of college, but, to start freelancing and to now build this to a point where it is sustainable and scaling. But now I want to help others to reach that level, because there's a lot of things that I think that I've done right, knowingly or not, in the process. So recently, for the past 2 months or so, I've been using this program called Tave, and it's really awesome. Shout out to Scott McKenna for turning me towards Tave. It's basically a client management software. And so for the past 2 months, and you'll see, with my sales in February, I wasn't really plugging in much, but since March and April, since I've been doing this, and really it's helped me understand, okay, where am I getting, a lot of my leads from? How am I able to keep up with them? Because, it used to be when I was operating just solely off of QuickBooks, self-employed, because I am my own business. I'm the only full-time employee outside of, I contract employees here and there, but for me, I mean, this is my business. It's me. So I was using QuickBooks, and then I had emails. If I got a lead, then I would maybe mark on my calendar, call this person back, or I'd just make a note in the email so that I would have to go back to the drafts, something like that. And that really was not an efficient way to operate any of this. So what I've been doing now is through Tave, really it tracks every time there's a new lead, I plug it in. And it's great because there's these automated processes that, they'll send them follow-ups of, and make sure that both I'm on task and making sure that there's kind of this schedule of, okay, you got the lead now, make sure you follow up. Don't let it slip through the cracks. Make sure you send them an estimate. Make sure that you follow through with the contract. Make sure that, everything's on schedule. But then also I can track my leads. I can figure out where they're from. And so what I've been doing is I've been plugging everything in. And it's fascinating because I used to think that honestly I was mainly a referral-based business, which is really scaled my business to this point. But I think that in order to get to the next level, I need to go further than that. And so, I'm looking now and my conversion rate at this point is 62.5%. And that's with, a number of leads, over the past 2 months, I've had 15 booked out of 24 leads. But I would say like 6 or 7 of those have come in the past 2 weeks and are still in the process. So that number, this 62.5% may only go up. And the reason for that is because, one, because Tave is helping me stay on top of it. But 2, it's because I'm better understanding and thinking from the client's perspective. And I think that that's where I'm trying to shift this channel towards too, because I think a lot of what I used to do in my business was push out content and only think in strategies on what I wanted to do. But I think that in order to really kind of crack the system, you have to think from the client's perspective, from the viewer's perspective, from what do they want. And I think that's important. So, I now have this understanding of, I've had, a number of leads or referrals from families and friends, but, I also have a ton of previous clients coming back to me. And then, I have a couple of other within the videographer network. I have a couple of jobs that I've gotten there that are honestly great. Because those are, you film it and then you're done. You dump the footage, and typically there's no client interaction. So those are great. But those are short-term projects. But then other than that, understanding, okay, what other strategies can I then use based on this knowledge? And it's helping me to really understand who my clientele is. Pretty much what I'm discovering for Lasser Media is that a lot of people come to me because they like Ricky Lasser, because they've seen the work that Ricky Lasser has done. But it's further than that. What I think that the people who are really passionate to work with Lasser Media understand, one, that Ricky Lasser enjoys what he's doing and is good at creating the stories and everything like that. But further than that, I think that I'm really doing a good job of cementing that I focus on human stories, on creating, a feeling and a reaction from the audience. And I think that is my goal in building Lasser Media to be a documentary video production company, because I think that those human stories transcend any other strategy, any other just platform or type of content that anyone watches. And I think that because those stay with you, when you have an emotional connection to a piece, then you remember it. And sometimes it's not just about making a sale or anything like that, but it can affect how people think or view other people, or the whole logic of what I am trying to build with Lasser Media is I'm trying to help shape the perception that people have of those around them, of trying to help others see that there's more in common with people around them than they might realize, had they not been exposed to that. And video is a great way of doing that, because people don't even have to leave their phones. They don't have to leave their computer to see this story, to put themselves in the shoes of those that they might otherwise never interact with. And so, I just think that it's important to continue that brand and push that, because what I've you know, a lot of these clientele, or the clientele that I have, is, you know, a lot of community leaders. Most of them are you know, from Maryland. My business is based in Baltimore. A lot of them are in like the Columbia area, where I was raised, and that's great because I think that there is a lot of opportunity there for people who can be affected by those stories, for people who can really benefit from stories like this, because you know a community that is open and willing to accept you know, people that maybe are different than them. So that's kind of, that's an awesome thing that I'm better trying to understand. Okay, you know, I need to shift my strategies a little bit, because now I'm realizing, you know, I've gotten a couple of opportunities to do awards videos. And last week I had a really great opportunity. Last month I finished a really long documentary that I did that was part of an awards banquet, and then I have another one coming up later this month. So, you know, that's one area of my business that these types of stories are so, they just fit so well into that system. So that's one area that I'm really discovering. And then there's this other area of the kind of the human services industry, and in the health industry in particular. And those areas, you know, they're trying to also help convey and brand not their businesses, but to almost shift stereotypes. You know, I think I could dive really deep into the exact work that I'm doing, but for the sake of all of this, you know, I always go back to the main reason that I decided to start Lasser Media. And the reason for that is because, you know, I wanted to give a platform for those who don't have a voice. And what I'm realizing is the more that I'm creating stories and pushing out those stories that continue to help brand my business and continue to help push that idea to the next level, you know, helps not only my business scale, but helps the community to hear more and more of these stories. And that's something that I'm really excited about. So I hope that, you know, you're getting some value of this. So there's a lot more that I'm going to share in the coming days and coming weeks of how I've gotten to this point. So I hope that you know, continue to stick around. If you haven't subscribed, please do. You know, I love to. It's, for me, again, it's not about the numbers, but it's about the value, because I think that, again, I'm trying to understand, you know, who's watching, and I think that there are other freelance videographers that are out there that you know, are watching this material and trying to figure out, okay, you know, how can I get my first gig? How can I then build this business that I've started, you know, to the next level where it is consistent income? Because today alone, you know, I have my board up here, if you can see it. So I have my board up here, and basically that's my list of everything that I'm doing today. And I'm in selfie mode on the Ronin, so a little off on this. But basically, you know, I have 6 different projects that I'm working on today. And the fact that that's the case, that I have this many projects on my plate, as you know, currently a one man full-time company, you know, it's incredible, because, you know, that's not where I was a year ago. That's definitely not where I was 2 years ago. You know, and hopefully that's not where I'm going to be a year from now. So I'm not saying that I know everything, and I'm not saying that, you know, I've made it to where I want to go, but I think that there are a lot of lessons that can be taught and learned through this channel. And so I'm really happy to share those, to help to lift those of you up. And hopefully, you know, you can get to the point where your business is being built, and you know, your brand is where you want it to go. So thank you so much for watching today. I know today was, you know, a lot of catch up, but there's going to be more, and I'm really going to dive deep into different areas of my business, and different areas of my strategy, and also, you know, more of who I am. So I'm excited. I'm really excited for where this is going to go. I know this is a longer video, so if you've stuck around to this point, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Have a good one. See you next time.